everybody, Steph here. Welcome to my new video. Today we talk about pentatonic runs. First of all, before digging into details, what is a pentatonic run? Like the name suggests, the pentatonic run is a run, a very fast run, a very fast sequence of notes taken from the pentatonic scale. It can be just based on one scale only, or it can happen connecting multiple pentatonic boxes. There are several ways to approach the subject of pentatonic runs. A more modern, contemporary one is inspired by guitar players like Joe Bonamassa, Eric Gales, Eric Johnson, and it is basically based on connecting pentatonic boxes up and down in subdividing the notes in groups, like groups of 4, groups of 6, and irregular groups like the groups of 5. But we will talk about this in another video. The approach that I like is the approach that guitar players like Stevie Ray Vaughan had, and is something that inspires and keeps inspiring guitar players nowadays like Philip Sayce, for example. And it's just amazing. I know what you're thinking. I'm talking about guitar players that play Stratocaster, and I have a kind of Les Paul guitar in my hands. I'm very sorry, but I forgot my Strat at home. So please be kind, because today I got this, and hopefully you won't mind too much. This being said, before going on, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because there is more coming and it helps a lot. For you it's just a click that costs you nothing. For me, makes a huge difference. Thank you very much. So the fundamental question today is there a shortcut to understand and practice these pentatonic runs in an easier way? And luckily for you, the answer is yes, there is. Before showing you the 3 steps that will make this a nice way to practice for you and to make these runs your own, let me explain how did I figure this out. Something I always struggled is the typical triplets lick, rock and roll triplet lick, which is the basic of blues, rock blues language, okay? I'm talking about this kind of style. We are in the key of A. This triplet lick. Now, if you analyze and you slow down most of the licks, the pentatonic run licks from Stevie Ray Vaughan, and many other guitar players in that style, including also old ones like T-Bone Walker, this is the starting point of these runs, okay? And somehow I always struggle with this one note per string lick. I never liked it. I never really managed to develop it and play it faster. So I was looking for an alternative. How can I have a similar effect with less effort as well? Because especially if you play with bigger strings, it can be challenging always to play this bending on the first string, right? So is there like an easier way to play? And I just was looking into the repertoire of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I found out a piece, one of the most iconic songs of Stevie Ray Vaughan, called Scuttlebuttin'. And Scuttlebuttin' is based on this pentatonic lick in the key of E or E flat, I don't remember, because I think Stevie Ray Vaughan was tuned in E flat, okay? But the idea, the concept was this. I know with the Les Paul doesn't sound the same. Okay, sorry, I already apologized for it. But anyway, if you slow down this lick and you look at just the first 3 notes, you understand a couple of things that can be helpful. For example, the first 3 notes are this. So if we slow down the lick, it sounds like this. Which is based on the first box of the pentatonic scale in the key of E, with a lot of open strings, right? Now, of course, the mechanic of this lick with the sliding and whatever, it works because we are playing with the open strings, but this can be very helpful. So let's go. Here we have a slide And we have another technique, string skipping. So if we play this kind of lick, okay, it's inspired, okay, it's a portion of the lick from Scuttlebuttin. I play with hybrid picking here, pick and middle finger, but you can also play just with the pick. We have sliding and we have open string, okay? And we skip the second string. And again, we use the slide back from the blue note here, from the flat fifth. Okay, so this is not actually the minor pentatonic scale, it's the blues scale, okay, which is the minor pentatonic plus the flat fifth, okay, so. And this works once you practice slower and then you speed it up. You figure out that the effort is minimum, because sliding through strings and skipping the strings is, once you understand the mechanic of it and the pattern for your right hand or left hand, depends, it's actually pretty easy, okay? So you can play with one finger. And now we come to the matter of today. How can I adapt this technique to playing these runs in other keys, okay, which doesn't involve open strings? So if you take this lick and you play it in A, for example, here we go, you have a similar effect to this. But with half of the effort. And you can speed it up easier, okay? So this thing of sliding and string skipping, it really helps. Now, if you have in mind, so keep this as the first step. Now, the second step is how we can generate and create this kind of looping, infinite loop of notes, which was typical of these runs that Stevie Ray Vaughan used to play, okay? And in this case, we can still use the string skipping and the sliding, and we can use a more modern idea, which is grouping notes, okay? So grouping notes, it means that we play the sequence of notes from the pentatonic scale or the blues scale, but we group them like in a group of 4, 5, 6, whatever. In this case, we use 4, and we start from the first string. So the first note, and we go just in sequence. So we have the root note, the minor 7th, dominant 7, we have the 5th, and the flat 5th, okay? So basically we play like this. So what I did here, I used this sequence of 4 notes and I repeated it. The group of 4 notes I repeated twice, 3 times, 4 times, as many times as you want. So, and when I have enough, I close the lick. So if I play twice, the same here in E would be like this. So this is the second step, and you understand that basically I took a lick which doesn't have much in common with the pentatonic runs. Well, it is a pentatonic run itself, but it's mostly a lick, okay? Which was in totally different key, which was with open strings, and I just adapted. And instead of playing this kind of stuff, which for me was not so comfortable, and it was slowing me down and tiring my hands, I just figured out that sliding and skipping is a good shortcut to play these runs. So I group these 4 notes and I just play them in sequence. And I use the string skipping to restart from beginning without going up and down. Okay, so I just skip the string and I restart. Now the next step that I want to talk to you about, the first step, is adding an irregular group. I think what really makes the difference in making these runs in this style sounds more interesting is to alternate a group of 4 and a group of 5. But how? With the same technique of Joe Bonamassa with the sweep picking? No, we keep using the string skipping and the slide. And I show you how I do it. Basically, we have the same group of notes in the key of A we played before. So, but this time, to make it a group of 5, instead of playing another note before in sequence in the scale, so could be this one, for example, I just slide. And this technique is inspired by also T-Bone Walker. If you listen to T-Bone Walker when he plays this kind of style, from the 4th here is slide forward and he plays the 5th. So this is a similar idea. So the note that I will play, the 5th note of the group, it won't be here, it will be here with the slide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then I restart. I skip the string and I go back to the first note, the root note on the first string. So I play a group of 4, I skip the string and I restart and I play a group of 5. 4, 5. Extremely regular, but if you play the lick from the beginning and you add a few notes before, like starting from the 7th, for example, so can be major, can be minor, okay, so and in this way we can play the runs in the style of Stevie Ray Vaughan without too much effort, all right? So because we don't have any bendings, we just have sliding, grouping and string skipping, and it makes everything flawless and easier. Something I do sometimes is also not playing, like not skipping the strings all the time. So for example, when I arrive here, instead of skipping to the first string, sometimes I play also the 5th on the second string. I love it. I really hope that you will find this video interesting and motivating, because for me, figuring out this was giving me so much fun, and it helped me understanding better the styles of the masters that inspire me. And also it helped me developing my own way to play, which gave me a lot of satisfaction, to be honest. And I really hope this will help you developing your way and to play these runs. And if you want more of these videos, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and check out my Patreon page, Blues Guitar School Berlin. You find it here written and in the description of the video. See you next time.